Howdy folks, welcome to Mead Ministry channel. If you're new, please hit that like and subscribe button. Well, the title of this video is I'm 47 years old, I'm cooked, but I still have Jesus. And that is the truth. A lot of folks are on their way to, well, not a good place. But what I believe, folks, is life is so dang hard. I mean, it's just hard all around. And what I've learned is, because of my strife and because of my afflictions, I've learned to appreciate every day that God has given me. But if I really think about it, my life is not, I don't think many people would really consider me a life coach or a role model, for success. But worldly success is fleeting. And a lot of people know this, and a lot of people in the entertainment business and other factions know this, and so I know this, that life is incredibly hard, and we're here kind of in the blink of an eye. We're almost like vapors, life is so quick. Here I am, 47, which is really not very old if you think about the earth, and but I'm treated already like an old person, so that's that. But that being said, what does it mean to be cooked? That's one of the questions du jour. I would say, basically when your resources are dried up, when you're incredible, insurmountable debt, when you're over a certain age and you don't have a lot of options, pretty much, but that is life, and I consider life a learning experience, but I have a gift of music, and you may not like my music, and you may not enjoy it, but I think that I do have a gift in that, and that's something that I treasure, music. I love doing it. I love singing for people. And at the farmer's market, I got so much good response, from people who aren't online trolls and who don't have ulterior motives, that basically the response is, you do so much variety. I thought I was just a country singer, but they told me, all we get here is country music, and you bring so much variety. And wait a minute, but I'm country, But that was very encouraging. But anyway, folks, I want to talk about, today I'll discuss some of my issues. Today I had an episode of vertigo at Walgreens. Now, it wasn't as bad where I had to grab onto the floor, because the room was spinning, but things were always on a tilt. And then I was at another store earlier at a grocery store, and I asked the gal there, hello there, dear, do you see the wine rack is kind of on a tilt? And she said, nope, looks good to me. So I thought, well, my vertigo is acting up again. So I grabbed some Meclizine in aisle 5, but I don't know why it's doing that, but I do have some inner ear fluid, pressure. I do want to get a brain scan. It's been so long since I've had one. And I have had 3 concussions since I was 14. So, a lot of issues there. But what a lot of people don't know about me, folks, is I do have chronic Lyme disease, which is a thing. Now, some doctors will say it's all in your head, but it is an actual thing. And I was bitten by a tick documented with a classic bullseye rash. Now, of course, they denied this and said, you just had an allergic reaction. But when I was 35, it first happened when I was 21. Then when I was 35, I decided to go on a boot camp. And we were, of course, in the grass with all the ticks lying in the grass. So I went to the clinic, and the nurse looked at my arm, and she said, I've never seen anything like this. She got out her medical book. She went to the section on Lyme disease. Boom. A picture was exactly like the rash on my arm. And she said, I think you need to go to the emergency clinic. So I did. And they said, you don't have Lyme disease. We'll test you for it, but we'll just give you some doxycycline for a couple weeks and you'll be fine. Well, of course, I got a false negative on the Lyme disease, even though I had the classic bullseye rash and the flu-like symptoms and all of that. They will deny it because, I don't know, it's a bioweapon of some sort. But I was not bitten by a deer tick. It was confirmed I was bitten by a Lone Star tick. However, the symptoms, Lyme disease has different variants. So I live with that, okay? I live with that. And they don't tell you is that Lyme disease comes with neurological symptoms, okay? So I want to get an MRI, just to be sure my noodle's working, because sometimes I don't think it works very well, folks. I know a lot of people think that. And, I'm not low IQ. That is one of the things that really drives me nuts. People think I'm low IQ because I'm not functional. Well, folks, there are a lot of people with high IQ who cannot function. And it's just sort of a paradox of some sort. You got people with the very most, baseline average, and they can do a lot of things. And there are people with high IQ that can't do a dang thing. So IQ does not guarantee success. Okay? But anyway, speaking of cooked, I went on my speed dating yesterday. I don't know if any of these females are Christian. I got kind of blank stares a few times, although a few of them were very receptive and they talked about the church they went to. But I met this one Italian lady, and she did not like country music at all. She was on and about her opera. And I don't think that was a match. I tried to, try to explain to her, all the different kinds of country music, but she was Italian, and we just didn't gel very well. But there was a few gals there that I really connected with, I felt, but I don't know if we'll match anything. I did this a year ago, but I've dropped a lot of weight, and I had my linen suit. I was the best dressed man there. I was just surprised that some of the men don't even bother to dress up for it. Like one guy came in and he's wearing a tank top and a pair of cut-off shorts, and this was singles 40s and 50s. This is not like kids. These were grown adults. So, and I don't mean to criticize. I understand that. People have their limitations, but if it shows that you respect, like out of respect for the females there, I got dressed up and I put on lots of cologne. I hope I didn't wear too much cologne, though, because one girl there I thought she was gagging, but I just loaded myself with cologne. This time I didn't use Old Spice. I used Polo by Ralph Lauren. It's kind of, a little bit fruity, but I couldn't find anything in a pinch, and I styled my hair really well. Like I put tons of mousse in my hair to make it look better. And a lot of these gals there, though, for 40s and 50s, they look pretty good. I mean, the women put in the effort. This is why men complain that, women are so picky. But I see a lot of men that don't put in an ounce of effort. And it is a numbers game, okay? So, but that being said, folks, I don't think the Lord wants me to do speed dating. I think it'd be better if I met, like, at a church or even a church choir picnic fundraiser, because I don't think speed dating is, I don't know what kind of folks I'll meet there, and this was a terrible venue. It was at a beer place, and I kept saying, no thanks, I don't drink, Now, not everyone was drinking, but the MC, she was tipsy, and she was just all over me, like, can I help you? Let me see. And she got way close to me and looked at my numbers. You're over, just very handsy all over me. And, which was nice at one point, but, she was drunk, so, I'm pretty sure she had been drinking. But vertigo is not fun, folks. Vertigo is not fun. I don't like having vertigo. I don't like having voices in my head. I don't like, all these things that I experience. But, see, God is good. I don't blame God at all. A lot of people blame God when things go wrong. They always blame God, but they don't blame Satan. Hello? Satan is our adversary. Why do you blame God for everything? Now, it's true, God created Satan, and he allowed all this to happen, but God is God, and he can do what he wants. That's the whole thing. God is supreme intelligence, supreme creator. We're just, in the realm of things, we're like C students compared to God. So I don't blame God for these failings. A lot of these failings are my own. I mean, a lot of this I could have fixed years ago. Some of it is out of my control. Now, why I got afflicted with Lyme disease and why I can't find a job and these things, I don't know. Why I can't find a wifey, I don't know. maybe God is sparing women from me. I think so. Who would want me? But another thing, folks, I was thinking about jobs, and I think I'd be great as a waiter. Waiters can make really good tips, and if a special restaurant, and because of my pleasant, polite, happy-go-lucky disposition, I think they'd be very happy to have me. And the other job I think I might have to do is either a DoorDash situation or GoPuff. Now, GoPuff might be better because you don't put as much mileage on the car. I always wondered about how people make money on DoorDash when they've got gas and other things to consider. I don't see how they make any money on it. But with GoPuff, you just fulfill orders in a warehouse mainly, and then you deliver them. So I wanted to do something like that. But I also have a AI job offer. I don't like AI, but it wants me to critique AI, through different systematic functions and make sure that AI is being accurate. And then I sort of incorporate what AI says into the general information and make sure it's consistent, and send that information to the company so they can curtail it and make it work for people. So AI, can be, and then I also sort of, AI can be a little off sometimes, folks. And also I'm supposed to check for AI's personality. Is it too flat? Is it too chummy? Some people want a very scientific approach, a very scientific feedback loop. Other people want a friend they can talk to. Now, when I use AI, it's very, very funny because I've asked certain questions and it gets sick of it after a while, and it says, like, if you'd like to discuss something else, we can go into blah, blah, blah. So when I kept asking about, am I a mid-tier normie or something like that, it kind of wanted to segue into something else. But anyway, folks, I am not discouraged. I'm not discouraged. I think life is hard, and there's a lot of, we have to overcome a lot of things in life. Fear. We have to overcome obstacles. If we never did this, we'd never learn. And a lot of these things afflict people of all levels, every occupation, every social class, every race, every religion. Of course, the false religions who are not Christian. But, need I say, we all go through SHIT. And that is how life is. And what Jesus did on the cross for me, I think that's the ultimate sacrifice. So I'm not discouraged. Sometimes, I do feel like I want to, just stay in bed all day and just, watch old reruns of Mama's Family. But I think that life has to go on. That's it. And that's why I don't understand why people kill themselves, because there's always tomorrow. You never know what is tomorrow. Tomorrow, what tomorrow might bring. What's that song? Who knows what tomorrow brings? Da 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 da. That song. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, that's true. And so life is sort of like a highway. Life is a highway. I want to drive it all night long, and that's what I'll be doing. So thank you all for watching, folks. Go to my website, meetskeltonsplace.com, and remember, folks, say a prayer for someone special today. Bye-bye.